So, what did you miss at Jubilee today? Huh, if you joined us, you missed the ice storm. Somehow, we got very lucky here at this part of Toronto. There was some freezing, but ice melting took care of everything in our parking lot and our sidewalks, and most people were able to get out. So we had a fair number of people at church today, and we celebrated, we pondered, we wondered about Jesus' baptism. We sort of connect with each other. It still feels like New Year's, and we caught up. But we wondered about Matthew's gospel and the story of Jesus being baptized, and not just the details, but why? Why does Jesus need to be baptized? In Matthew's gospel, John essentially says to him, why are you doing this? You should be baptizing me. And, John recognizes who Jesus is. And Jesus says, no, this is the right thing to do. And so we wondered together today a little bit about why is that the right thing to do? We shared a stirring rendition of Psalm 29. We sang. There was lots of glory, glory, glory in the singing, and it was a really great moment as we all sang to that glory. And we shared that this psalm that talks about God who makes the thunder clap and splits the trees and makes animals dance, and just this incredible, glorious God is one with Jesus. We know that from our Christmas story. So why does this Jesus, who is one with that God, need to be baptized? Why would he say it's the right thing to do? And we wondered together about that. And not to keep you in suspense, I suggest that Jesus needs to be baptized because Jesus is asserting his humanity. We talk about Jesus, the person, but the event. We talk about the core of our faith being that Jesus is human and divine, that the divine, that God lives in the human experience, is not separated from it. Because there are times in Jesus's life when it would be easy for God to just sort of walk away, for Jesus to sort of pull out that incredible God-like power, and just go, nope, enough of this. But Jesus doesn't do that, and the baptism is part of that. Even though Jesus could be exempt from baptism, Jesus is not exempt from baptism and engages fully in it, engages that humanity. And so for us in 2020, there is this reassurance that God is present in the human condition and is not going to walk away. Jesus never did. Jesus never jumped to the front of the line. Jesus never said, don't you know who I am? Of course I should get privilege. Jesus never does that. And God doesn't do that with us either. God does not walk away from humanity. When times are tough and we think that maybe God's abandoned us because we have been foolish or we have been cruel or we have been inhumane, imagine. And it would make perfect sense for God to walk away from us. God doesn't walk away from us. The baptism assures us of that. So in 2020, when there are fires and when planes are shot down and when we are grieving and terrified of war and not sure what we're supposed to do, what the most just thing to do, to know that God is with us is not only reassuring, but it inspires us to look for God in every situation. Whether we're talking about pipelines or climate control, climate challenge or crisis or fires or racism or social inequality or the fog and threat of war. Knowing that God is with us. God has not walked away from humanity. In Jesus, we are assured that the human and the divine are always intertwined, that human problems are divine problems, and that as we find our way through, we know that we won't do it alone. That's what we talked about today. and we sang. We sang some of the old hymns. We finished up with one of the new ones. We had a really good time. And I'm sorry you weren't with us, but hopefully you'll be with us soon and we'll get to see you. But until we do, please know the importance of Jesus' baptism. It assures us that in no way, at no time, has God or will God ever abandon humanity. Please know that we miss you and that we look forward to seeing you soon. Until we see you, God bless.